Oh my god, the video!
Why?
What is going on? I'm totally blaming Joe Cotton.
This is a
Biohazard, this is
load.
your fault. We're cutting the
is-
video short.
This is a load.
It's already a disaster, really. I don't know why the video is failing like this. I thought I
You
knew
need
why.
you gotta remake it. Put it on the local drive. Do something. It's a
Yeah,
sweet
I don't know.
video.
Anyway, thank you guys for being here. This is Frameloss Episode 15. I didn't change the thing again.
I warned you. Oh my
yeah.
god. I'm so
Dude,
sorry.
This show is falling apart.
I'm so
We're
sorry,
not playing
everyone.
Sniper Elite. Let's get that out of there. We're definitely not playing Sniper Elite.
God
It's all
almighty.
your fault.
Unbelievable.
Dude, I'm just so hype after that, like, Hakan win. That, like... I don't know. Hakan, did you see how sick those oils were? You got nothing.
Me?
Yeah. You got nothing about how sick my Hakan play was during the pre-show.
I agree. That was sick. That was all. It was the inverse of how sick your ability to set the show up properly was.
Yeah. Why is it
Burn.
still Sniper Elite? I changed it.
Bird.
Well, anyway, guys, we are your weekly 1-hour video game talk show. We're here every
Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yeah, 8 p.m. 8
Eastern.
p.m. EST.
Yeah, Eastern Standard and Eastern Daylight, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
We don't go on earlier in the fall.
So now after that train wreck of a intro,
Unbelievable. I apologize profusely.
what have you been playing this week?
I've been playing Divinity, Divinity,
You
Original
almost
Sin,
had it.
Original Sin, Divine Divinity Sins, Original Sins.
Divinity Original Sin.
That's the one, which I love. It's insanely hard to the point where I am not frustrated with it yet, but I don't want to get to the point where I feel like the game's screwing me over. So I have taken a break from it, like until their first patch, just because I don't want to not like the game because I love the game.
Yeah. Before, like, yeah, I definitely have been playing the crap out of that game. I love how unforgiving it is. I love how open-ended it is. Like, you can do whatever you want, basically.
Yeah, it's a really, 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 really good RPG game. They totally embrace what is possible.
I really wanted to try and review it for this show, but it's just
Impossible.
so massive that
so
the review will come, but
and like
I
a
need to play
year
it more.
we finish.
Yeah.
I've also been playing Fables: The Wolf Among Us, which is that Telltale point and click / controller and button like game. I don't know what to call it because you could play it on consoles. I've been playing it with my controller, but it's a point and click adventure. So
Yeah. Well, you point with your controller.
and click with by tapping a button.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of fun. It's based on the Fables comic book universe. If anyone doesn't know or anything, it's a prequel to all the comics. So if you don't know anything about Fables, you can still buy it and not be lost. Fables is essentially Once Upon a Time, but it started 10 years before Once Upon a Time. I'm pretty sure that's it for this week. I went so hard at those. Oh no, I lied. I'm a super liar. I've also been playing Grid Autosport and F1 2013 interchangeably because I really love racing games.
Yeah.
Grid Autosport I recommend to everyone. You play as a driver, and you drive for different teams in 5 different car disciplines. So
That sounds cool.
there's rally, which is like, rally, which is like regular cars, essentially, just like the kind of cars you would see out in the road. Everyone drives the same model for the race, so it's all based on skill. There's open wheel, which is like F1. There's drifting, or street, it's called, street, I lied. There's tuning. Tuning is drifting.
Okay.
Street is like driving supercars around real-world locations like Paris. And there's another discipline that I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Endurance, which is, it's not about laps, it's about distance.
Cool.
So, a lot of fun. If people like racing games, they should check that out.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Like we said, Divinity, Original Sin. I can't get enough of that game. I'm having a blast with it. I did, however, play a ton of... Not however. I did play 7 Days to Die. Me and a couple other buddies have a nice little server going. It's fun. It has a lot of issues. Like, you can definitely tell, like, it's not done. but it's fun. It's very Minecrafty, but with zombies. It's like DayZ meets Minecraft.
It looks cool.
I really like the crafting system. There's a lot to do in it with crafting.
Yeah, I hesitate to say it looks cool because I don't want to lie. I'm not interested in at all for me, but like it looks like a really good implementation of that style of game.
Yep.
So I guess it looks as cool as something I'm not interested in can look.
Yeah, and then I've also, as you saw in the pre-show, I've been playing more Street Fighter lately because there is a tournament at our local GameStop for a free copy of the game, where I'm definitely going to win.
Now, don't you already have it?
No, well, I have Ultra the digital copy because that came out a while ago, maybe like a month ago. But this is for Ultra the physical copy, which has more content, which I'm going to be buying if I don't win. But that's a moot point because I'm going to win this.
It's a moot point.
Moot point. Mute. It's still mute. We don't have to talk about it. I'm still going to win it. With my
I always feel bad when I hear people misspeak on common like sayings like that, like a moot point or what's the other one? For all intents and purposes, people say for all intensive purposes.
Well, there's pretty intense purposes.
And I correct them because I would want to be corrected if I was saying things wrong like that, and I don't know. I feel like a dick.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
What if my purpose was really intense?
Well, you would be the first person that applies to.
Okay. Why don't you take us into releases? Really, all I've been playing is Divinity.
Yeah, that's the best game to have come out in the past month, I think. So.
Oh, Biohazard, that's a good one.
Oh man, Biohazard's crushing me right now. I'm not gonna be able to concentrate if I keep reading that. Releases of the week, really exemplifying the word week this week.
Yeah, there's really nothing.
There's 2 releases. I'm not even gonna bother talking about one of them. I'll tell you what it is. It's Mouse Catcher, I believe. Mousecraft. See, I don't remember I can't even tell you the name of it because it's so.
It looks like
irrelevant.
just a platformer puzzle game with a mouse.
Yeah. It's if you need something to play and you don't mind spending money for a game that'll be on PlayStation Plus in under a year, grab it.
Next month probably.
There you go. Real release of the week: The Wolf Among Us Episode 5. So the final chapter of the 5-part game is out this week. I now classify it as a full game. It's on sale on Steam right now for $12.50 for all 5. I just paid $25 for it this weekend, so I thought it was worth the $25. For $12.50, it's a steal. I recommend anyone who likes the Telltale games or likes the Fables universe to give it a shot.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I might snag that. I don't have them.
I would get it.
Were they cheaper in the summer? Were they cheaper in the summer sale?
I don't remember, honestly. I didn't buy it in the summer sale just because it was not everything was out yet, and then I buckled and bought it.
Okay. Well, let's jump into trailers of the week since there were really no good releases this time to talk about. For trailers, I got one quick one and then one kind of long one just to balance it out a bit. So let's just dive right into the first one. You really don't know anything about this game, so I'm really excited to talk to you about it. Let's go. Archlord 2. Like I said, really quick trailer.
Yeah, I didn't really learn anything from it.
Okay, so
it looks like maybe Diablo?
Nope. What Archlord is, what Archlord 1 was a monster of an MMO. Like, very underrated. Basically, how it worked was, it worked like kind of like WoW. Like, you leveled, you had fun in the fields. You hit level 15. At 15, you instantly had a target just plastered on your back. At 15, your faction, other factions, anyone who saw you could kill you.
No, thank you.
The game was made for PvP.
Bueno.
It is brutal. Archlord 2, the beta went live, I think either yesterday or today. Open beta. You can download it right now and play it. I'm going to be downloading that immediately after the show and jumping into that because I loved the first Archlord. We had a really sick guild. a couple years back before the servers went down. It's super fun. If you were into PvP in an MMO, this game is like the bomb. It's really fun. I love games that you just can kill anything you want. I wish WoW you could kill your own faction.
For the viewers who don't know, I couldn't be more not interested in PvP.
Right.
Just to highlight exactly why Kyle is telling me about this game.
No, well, I'm telling you for this game for that reason, and because I'm so into PvP that I'm very excited that this specific game is coming back, and they have Archlord too, because the first game was really fun.
I'm excited for Archage, which is an
Archage
MMO.
was fun.
We'll see. It's just so hard for me to get into MMOs, but
especially when they have brutal PvP as their tagline.
Exactly. But I will, the same way with everything else, I will give it a look and see how it is.
I really, really want you to now that you said that, I want you to install it, and I want you to get to. I don't even know how this one works. I'm hoping they kept the same mechanic that like you hit 15 and you're just like go into the world. Good luck. So I want you to be in that world with me.
Maybe we'll do a let's play for it if people want to watch that. If people in the chat say they're interested in it, maybe we can do that this weekend or something.
Yeah. So the next trailer is for a new IP from a studio that a lot of you are familiar with. They're called Gearbox. So let's just jump into that. And here we go. So that's Battleborn.
So is it a MOBA?
I was just about to ask you.
Looks like a MOBA.
What game you thought, like what style of game you thought it was going to be?
That's not a MOBA. I'll eat a veggie burger.
You are correct, sir.
Oh, thank God.
It is a MOBA. We needed another one.
Yeah,
I was really. When I saw the announcement for this, I was just like, man, CJ just loves all these MOBA announcements.
It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
Before we start talking about it, we're just gonna jump into news of the week because it's the first topic. That's why I put that trailer second, because I'm good at like running the show when it's not including the video in the intro. So Battleborn is a brand new spanking IP from Gearbox, people who made Borderlands. Published by 2K Games, due out for Xbox One, PS4, and PC by March 31st, 2016. First off, why even tell us about it right now?
They're going to
You're
be
not
2
at
years
E3.
late to the party.
Yeah, you're not at E3. You're not at anywhere to announce this. Why tell me now if it's not going to be out for another 2 years?
So,
Especially when you don't show me gameplay.
They were in a rush to get...
That's the biggest thing. Like, you show me this
Well, that wasn't gameplay?
I mean, it was probably in-engine, but...
I thought that was in-game...
No,
I thought that was gameplay footage, like...
No. Well, because A, it's an FPS MOBA.
Ew. What?
Okay, well, let's slow down.
I'm full speed ahead on this.
I'm interested in an FPS MOBA, because I think that could be kind of interesting. It hasn't been done yet. So, I'm interested in that.
I mean, if they do it right, but
if they do it right.
I guess that applies to every game, so it's kind of a dumb thing to say, but I don't... Right. That idea doesn't sound like it will work.
It could be really cool. But 2016? Come on.
Exactly. I don't see any reason to put out a MOBA, especially not on consoles, especially not 2 years too late, especially not a genre redefining MOBA where people are going to have to learn like totally differently how to play. It looks... I mean, what's going to be different about it other than the character models, you know?
Well, the FPS part.
Right, and that's it. Everyone's going to have the same abilities as other MOBAs and stuff. It's just, I don't know. I get that I will acknowledge, rather, that the first-person idea is a unique idea. I won't say that it's a good idea. I can't imagine that no one's tried it and been like, oh, this is, like,
well,
bad.
I mean, the game will sell because it's the Borderlands team.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, they'll have a, like, claptrap, like, pre-order character thing.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Yep, absolutely. Or a
you just made me...
What the maniac midget guy.
Yeah, as less interested as I was in it, you just lowered it a little bit more.
It's just totally...
I'm not a fan.
Unneeded, unnecessary. It's yet another MOBA. I will say that I do like steampunk robot Shotgun Kane. That dude was fun. But that's about the only thing I could say about it.
Yeah.
It's just totally unneeded. And the idea of that video also, you couldn't be... I didn't
tell me anything about the game.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a first person, so this criticism is even more valid now. That video couldn't be less of what playing the game is going to be like.
It had a cool song.
I did like the song. I like the song a lot. I don't know who it was. I've definitely heard the band before.
Yeah, I don't know who it was either.
But I don't remember.
I did like it.
Like, I can't identify it off the top of my head. It was good, though. I'll have to let's do it again when we come off, and I'll probably be able to think of the band name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. It was just a total cheesecake announcement where they did up a video, and we're like, let's put it out there. Someone was like, this doesn't look like the game, and they were like, you're fired. So, yeah, I just don't care.
It's another MOBA on the shelf.
Yep.
Because we needed more of them.
I care more about MMOs than I do about MOBAs, and I don't care about most MMOs.
Oof. So moving on from that, the Destiny Collector's Editions were announced. So we're going to start at the top tier. For $149.99, you get the Steelbook case with a regular plastic case of the game, because you need two cases. Field manual with handwritten notes. Not like printed, these are handwritten notes.
That's really weird.
An antique star chart. A Guardian foil.
Folio.
4 postcards from the time that like was before, like they're like Earth postcards. The Destiny expansion pass, because they're not calling it a season pass, so they're calling it an expansion pass. It's a value of $34.99 for expansions 1 and 2 for the game. Before we go on, I still stand by I don't really like this season pass model. I thought I did for a while, but basically all you're doing is giving them money and saying, like, I trust that I will want the things you're going to give me down the line.
Yep, I'm 100% with you.
And lately, the more and more games I don't get it for, the more and more games I'm like, wow, I'm really glad I didn't get that. Like, I didn't get it for Watch Dogs, and I would have been super pissed if I paid I think it was $24.99 for the Watch Dogs stuff when I didn't care about the game after, like, the first, 6 hours.
Yeah, 100%. I was really into the season pass idea at the beginning, too, because I was like, oh, I know I'm going to end up buying all of it anyway. May as well get it now for like Steel and yada yada, all that. And the more games I buy that have it, and the less times I bought it, the more I noticed I was like, man, I just don't play that game anymore.
Yeah.
When the DLC comes out, it's just saving me money.
Yep.
So I agree 100% that it's will pay you for like it's a purchase of faith, which
it 100% is.
Feel less and less comfortable making in this like environment of video games.
Yeah. So after that,
if I could get a season pass for like New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax, I would do that. But
also included in the
it's your weekly
pot.
It's your weekly wrestling show.
Is the collector's edition digital content, in-game ghost skin, player emblem, ship skin, stuff you'd expect from digital content. And the centerpiece of this whole big shabam is a life-size replica of the Ghost robot, complete with lights and Peter Dinklage dialogue samples. Now, this thing looks pretty big. I don't know what it's made of, but this actually looks like a decent... If I was going to buy a collector's edition, this one doesn't seem bad. Like it seems like you get a lot of stuff, and that giant ghost thing looks pretty sick.
Yeah, I agree. In terms of content, you're getting a ton of shit. I shouldn't even call it that, because if you take off the 35 season pass and you're looking at what, 115, right?
Yeah.
That for all those things, you will, if this was your business model, in theory, you would be able to turn around and sell those things for more than you paid for that collector's edition in a couple years. So,
and they are saying that one is going to be a limited run. Like, it's going to be in shorter supply than your average collector's edition, which I
would tell people that too.
Yeah.
If I was selling collector's editions.
So then after that, they have the $99 one, which includes everything I just listed except for the Ghost replica.
So that's still the postcard, star chart, handwritten notes,
season pass.
So they're telling me that talking Ghost replica is worth $50.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know what
I can't believe that all that other stuff is only worth $40 altogether.
I mean, all you're really getting is some paper and the season pass. So like $5 worth of paper.
Handwritten notes.
Handwritten notes.
Yeah.
And then finally, there's the $89.99 digital edition. Don't want to skip the disc. Includes digital download of the game, early access to the Vanguard Armory, and player emblem pre-order bonuses, a reservation for upcoming Destiny expansions. I assume that just means the season pass thing.
Yeah.
And a wealth of new weapons, armors, and gear, and the aforementioned digital content. So, I'm sticking with the regular edition for this game, not because none of these look good. If I were to get one, I would probably go all out because that Ghost replica looks sweet. But I've made a promise to myself that I'm only collecting very specific games from now on because I have too much shit.
Yeah, collector's editions are cool. I personally had to stop buying most of them because they were so expensive and I was not using the stuff and I didn't have a way to display it between all the places I've lived. But if you're into collector's editions, that is definitely a ton of content there.
Yeah, it's not a bad set of collector's editions.
So I know last week we talked about Cliffy B getting back into the game, as it were. And he announced, a little prematurely actually, he announced that he was forming Boss Key Productions with, I don't even remember the guy he said he was doing with.
I think it was like Nexon Entertainment.
Well, no, you're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead here, Kyle.
Oh.
So whoever he's forming it with, I forget the name of the person, but they have announced their first game, which is it's codenamed Blue Streak.
Not the Martin Lawrence movie.
Sadly.
Okay.
I think it might be based on that, though.
Okay.
Like Blue Streak, the movie, the game.
Oh, that would be awesome.
It's going to be a free-to-play sci-fi FPS that will, quote, resonate with players who have been clamoring for a new take on an old favorite, end quote. He also said that it would not be receiving a fake-ass CG trailer that's supposed to imitate gameplay. And that's literally all the information we... and it's being published in cooperation with Nexon America.
Yeah, that's Nexon America.
So that's not who he formed Boss Key with. Boss Key's formed with another person, but don't remember who it is because
Okay, that's
don't
fine.
I don't follow the people.
I give Cliffy a lot of shit because of how much I love Unreal Tournament 2K4 and of how much I hate Gears of War. But him making another sci-fi arena shooter, like, I'm really excited for it. I don't know how I feel about the free-to-play model, but
Did they say arena shooter?
Yeah,
I thought they just said sci-fi FPS shooter.
Nope, they said arena shooter.
You sure?
I'm 100% on that one.
Fine. Fine then.
Just call it like pretty realistic competition 2K14. And I'm right in there. I just want Unreal 2K4 back, and this is the closest I will get to having it. Hopefully. That's all we know about it is it's arena shooter, sci-fi, free-to-play.
I wish I liked FPS more. It obviously goes right back to how little I enjoy PvP, which if you ask the internet, they'll tell you it's because I'm terrible.
We need a new arena shooter. Shooters to me are like so stagnant and just
I mean the
military
maps
awfulness.
The maps in Call of Duty are so small that it's basically an arena
yeah,
shooter.
but there's no thing as map control. It's just you run to one side of the map, then the enemies spawn on the other, so you run to that side.
Well, if you play like King of the Hill, you control certain points on the map, and then that's basically what you want.
We need to have I just need to sit all of you guys down. And we need to get Brandon back from space camp, and just have like FPS like 101.
No. I will leave that class. I understand FPSs. I just don't enjoy PvP because I am in the middle average at most video games, and I don't like playing against people that are way better than me because they crush me, and it's not fun. And I don't want to put in the time to play one video game. I don't need you
to be good. I just need you to respect the arena.
I don't even know what that means.
I know. Therein lies the problem. Moving on. Grim Fandango remake coming to PC, Mac, and Linux as well.
So awesome. So glad. I'm going to buy it for my computer. For the people
who don't have a PS4 or a Vita, this is really good news. For the 6 people who are still running Linux kernels because they refuse to believe that nothing fucking runs on their system, they're excited too.
Boo! I support Linux for.
Yeah, I mean I support Linux, but
the one
nothing
viewer
runs on
that we
it, so
have
I'm not going to use it.
That everything runs on. Steam supports Linux.
Like I think they released a thing not too long ago that there's only like 40 titles that run on Linux on Steam library.
I mean, yeah, most people don't have Linux to play games. Let's put it that way.
Right.
People usually.
And I have a PC to run games, so I'm not running Linux. That's not the point. The point is Grim Fandango is available for
very
more
excited.
people.
It's going to be open to a whole new generation of players. I love Grim Fandango. I might buy it on Vita/PS4 if it's a cross-buy, where you buy it in one place.
Oh, yeah. Both. I don't know if it is.
But if it's not... Well, yeah, they haven't announced anything about that yet. Yeah. If it's not, I'll absolutely buy it on PC. And I might buy it on PC regardless, honestly. So, in sticking with the arena shooter theme that I'm so in love with them that I announce all news relating to arena shooters. If you give blood at QuakeCon this year... the American Red Cross is doing a blood drive for an official... sorry, I'm stumbling over my words because I suck. American Red Cross is doing a blood drive. If you donate blood at QuakeCon, you are entered for a chance to win the Evil Within chill pack.
I don't know what it is, but I really want it.
Yeah, I know nothing about what a chill pack is.
I just know that... I think this is the first time that if you give blood for something, you get video game swag.
Man, see, with Japan, I can't answer that honestly.
Yeah, I think it's a cool thing. Like
I think it's a good way to get. I mean, Red Cross is always trying to get blood for whatever. I mean, they are like obsessed with it. They just love blood. So it's the Good Within blood drive. It's going to take place at the Hilton Anatole Hotel in Dallas, Texas. It's the same place as the convention. It's going to be Friday and Saturday, July 18th and 19th. If any of our viewers are in that area going to QuakeCon, it's a good chance to do something good and donate some blood to help someone out. Maybe win a chill pack.
I want a chill pack. I don't know what it is, but I want it.
Go to QuakeCon.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could this year. QuakeCon's really fun, and I like Quake. The ultimate esport. So, okay, so now we got Lords of the Fallen and Project Spark are both available in October. So we talked about both these games on the show before, specifically Lords of the Fallen. We did a whole thing with a video with that. I'm excited for that game, but I feel like coming out in October is a little...
Oh, hold on. I'm pausing the news.
Pausing.
This breaking news. Clampy Clamp, I believe... I don't know if Clampy Clamp was making a joke or not, but I dug for a second, and I found out that, in fact, Clampy Clamp is right. It's not a contest to win a chill pack. Anyone who donates will get an Evil Within branded chill pack, which is a cold pack that can be put in the freezer, used to chill lunchboxes, coolers, or anything that you can put it on. So we immediately have gone from a cool, interesting concept to you get a freeze pack.
Is Clampy Clamp just making that up, or is that
No,
legit?
Clampy Clamp said that. I Googled it to find out what it was, to see if maybe I could at least provide some info on what is in it.
Oh my god, a chill pack is a...
Yeah, it's literally just a frozen, like...
block that you put on, like, a bruise.
Man, I take back all the nice things.
I still want it.
Good for trying, like, good for doing something nice and attempting to, do something to get people interested, but, like, that's really lame. That's a really lame prize. Not that you, like, usually get awesome prizes for donating blood, but... that is just really weak, in my opinion.
I still want it.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But okay, so we can pick back up. I had to
back to Lords of the Fallen.
I had to answer the burning question in everyone's mind and cool it off with the chill pack news.
So there's an onslaught of AAA titles coming out this holiday season, and with Lords of the Fallen coming out October 28th, which is what was announced today, I don't think that's a great idea. I think a lot of people will put this game on their back burner, and it won't be picked up right away. I thought the game looked really cool, but with all the games that I'm buying this holiday, like, that's definitely like, I might not be able to pick that one up.
Yeah, Project Spark has the advantage of probably a lot of people have been pre-ordering it. So, like, it's already paid for. Lords of the Fallen, not so much, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Project Spark also, I'm talking to people in chat. Project Spark also has to
talk to them with your words.
I'm talking to them with my words. I know. Project Spark also coming out in October on the 7th, which is even worse, I think, because that's closer to September, which is the month of death.
The month of death.
Yeah,
Jesus.
as far as games coming out. And they announced that it's a $40 starter pack. They've done a lot of work with the community on working on pricing and everything. They've gotten rid of a lot of the microtransaction stuff in it. So it's coming out as a budget title. That might be good for it. It coming out at the beginning of the month is not the best because September is brutal this year.
Yeah, it's coming on PC, which is a plus. Excuse me. And like I said, a lot of pre-orders. People have already paid for it. So
yeah,
playing the game doesn't make them money, but buying it does. So and people have already bought it. So
that's 2 more games to add to your holiday wish list. God, we should do a holiday wish list show sometime.
We can do that in December.
Well, no, we'd have to do it I'm considering at this point holidays are September to December.
No,
because
a holiday wish list needs to happen under a month from the holiday. Otherwise, you just buy the things.
What's the holiday? God, I'm going to sound really dumb on camera.
Arbor Day?
No, the one in September.
Labor
Day.
Right, that's not... No.
That's a holiday. Holiday wish list.
No.
Boom.
No.
Halloween, holiday wish list.
You don't get gifts on any of those holidays.
You get candy. That's a gift.
Okay, we can make a candy list then. We can make a wish list of all the candy we want to get on Halloween.
And then Thanksgiving, boom, another holiday. We
got
gifts. Holidays just lined up for this.
No gifts. This is what happens, is you have a good idea, and then you ruin it.
Why don't you talk about the... Oh, wait. Yeah, you're the next thing.
I am the next one. I'm gonna. So, Hearthstone Naxxramas DLC. I feel weird calling it DLC, because it's an expansion, but those terms are basically interchangeable at this point. But we talked about it last week. how it's the first raid coming out from Blizzard for the Hearthstone. We talked about possible prices last week. We have a firm, definitive answer on the pricing models directly from Blizzard. You can get the wing is going to be 5 parts. You can get all 5 wings of the raid for $24.99 altogether. Each single wing of the raid will cost $6.99. And there are bundles available to people who already own wings. So if you buy one, you can then buy a bundle to get the rest in bulk. Wings can also be purchased for 700 gold each. Bundles cannot be purchased with gold. So you will need to pay the full 3,500 gold for, I think I did my math right there.
Yeah.
For the whole set if you are buying it with gold. That is a ton of gold in Hearthstone.
Unfathomable. I'm just going to buy it flat out.
I'll probably buy the first wing, and if I like it, I'll buy the rest as a bundle.
Hold on. You have to finish your story. Before you go into that.
Yeah, I did. I spoiled it by saying that. The wings are going to be launched one at a time. When the first wing goes live, it'll be free for the first month. Still no date, but Blizzard is saying soon. So 2016 Q1, I'm thinking, around then. Again, if I like it, I will probably buy the first one and see if I like it. If I like it, I'll buy the whole thing.
They didn't say in the thing if you get to keep the first free, like if you play the first wing for the first month, like is that yours? Like, or do you have to?
No, I doubt it.
Okay, I'll probably just buy them all flat out then, so I don't have to worry about that.
We'll see. I'm worried I won't get to it within the first month. Honestly, like I'll keep forgetting to play it, like I did before.
Yeah, it could happen. So I'm excited for that because I really like the trading card game and the raid decks that they had with that. So I'm hoping this is somewhat similar, just with the single player aspect. I would also really like it if there was a multiplayer aspect too, like me, you, and a couple other people could play against this raid. Like I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome if it's like the raid decks in the old
like the TCG. But yeah, I'm pumped for that. So EVO is this weekend, and in preparation for EVO, they're hoping to attract new fighting game faces to the fighting game community. Author Patrick Miller has debuted From Masher to Master, a simple, easy-to-understand guide for hoping to pick up the basics of Street Fighter. It's a 131-page tome, which can be downloaded at no charge from shoryuken.com, and it features strategic basics, game theory, combo primers, with screenshots, helpful illustrations. Unlike most guides, Miller does an excellent job of avoiding jargon, and where it's necessary, he often includes a sidebar explaining the terms and meanings and origins. It's a really good way for someone who's like not into fighting, like who wants to get more into fighting games, to jump in, because sometimes the community can be like kind of vile. Like if you're asking a question in a chat, they're like, "What are you, noob? Like FADC means focus, attack, dash, cancel. Like, why don't you know that?"
I love when you ask a question that's like obvious stuff. I'm like, "What are you, a noob?" It's like, yeah, like clearly I am if I ask that question.
Yep, and even like once you've absorbed the book, Miller also offers advice to where to go from there. It includes a handy list of articles, books, and YouTube videos designed to improve high-level Street Fighter play. I think it's a really cool tool. I was looking at it for a bit. I'll probably read the whole thing just because I really like more Street Fighter things in my life. Street Fighter is one of the games I'm allowed to collect anything for, so anytime anything is released, I'm allowed to buy it, no questions asked. So yeah, right in time for EVO. Are you gonna watch EVO this weekend?
I'll check it out. I mean, it's one of those things where same with League of Legends. I didn't think I was gonna like it, and I don't think I'm gonna love EVO. But I'm sure if I sit down and watch it a little bit and kind of get an idea of how it works, I'll be more into it. I don't have any Japanese wrestling this weekend, so I will need something to watch. I don't see any reason why I can't at least give 10 minutes of the tons of time I spend doing nothing to that.
Yeah. It's going on all weekend, so if anyone watching is interested in fighting games at all, there's fireworks going on outside. If anyone's interested in fighting games at all, EVO is Friday to Sunday. Sunday is finals day for all but 2 of the games. I think Injustice, the finals are on Saturday, but I'm not 100% on that. There's one other game that finals are Saturday as well. So, yeah, go on Twitch, watch that. It's going to be a really good weekend.
Who is the most popular character?
Like, played character or, like...
Yeah.
I would say Akuma's up there. Fei Long is top tier.
Who is the most cheesy, like easiest to play and win with, and
like
no skill involved character?
I'm gonna really put myself out there and say that Blanca is a super online cheese friendly character because he has so many gimmicks. But in high level play, Blanca is very hard to play. He's got a lot of weird combo setups. But
okay.
Online,
I've learned more about fighting games just now than I have in like the past year.
Yeah, your education continues. So there's that. I'm excited for Evo. You guys should all watch it. PAX. Let's talk about PAX South. Tickets went on sale today for the Penny Arcade in San Antonio, Texas, happening January 23rd to 25th. 3-day passes already sold out. It probably took them, I want to say 3 hours to sell out of the 3-day passes, which for a brand new event is not too shabby at all.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It is PAX. It has...
Yeah, it has a massive following.
But that's still... I'm not going to take anything away from that. It's still a big deal.
Yeah, so if you're in the San Antonio area and you don't have your PAX South tickets yet, jump on those single-day passes quick before they're gone. And then finally, for...
If anyone wants to donate to the PAX South Fund, we will cover it live.
Okay. We'll start a Kickstarter.
Yep. We'll kickstart a Kickstarter.
Yeah. For the last item for News of the Week, we have the Dota 2 International Noob Stream. This goes in line with the Evo thing I was just talking about. It's another thing to get new people into a gaming scene. Right now, the Dota 2 International is going on. Obviously, it's a Dota 2 tournament with $10 million in prize money on the line. The highest payout in esports history. Second only to the Dota International from last year. Or the second place to that is the International from last year at like $3 million. So right now they have a stream set up for Dota 2 International at twitch.tv/Dota2TI_noob. And what this stream is for players who are not familiar with Dota 2 like high-end play. And they have other separate commentators who are basically explaining like what's happening on the screen at the most basic level. They're explaining abilities, like what they do, items, what they do, like stuff you're not going to get on the normal screen, so you're not going to understand like, oh, well, why do you get that item? These people are explaining everything they're doing and why they're doing it, so it's really noob friendly, and it's a really, really nice way to get involved in a scene if you're really interested in that game. I
will very likely watch that stream for at least a little bit of the weekend. Yep. I think it's probably the best idea a company has had. I don't even know how to talk about it because it's not a sports company, but like it kind of is. But it's a really, really good way to get people that don't know enough about it and feel intimidated by it especially for a game like that. Yeah, that has a lot going on. There's a lot of insanely complicated stuff. Yep,
like a fighting game. To play it, yes, the Masters to Masters is a really good tool. But anyone sitting down can watch a fighting game and be like, okay, that dude has to punch that dude in the face, and whoever punches harder is going to win. So, like, there's not a lot you have to, like, break down for someone watching it. Same with StarCraft. Like, you don't have to... Or StarCraft, like, there's a lot of metagame stuff going on where, like, you need to know, like...
Shout out to C-Flow on StarCraft.
Yeah. Calling me out, telling me I don't know about StarCraft. He's a nice... C-Flow is the best.
He rules.
But yeah, StarCraft's another thing where I wish they would have like a noob stream to get more people involved in the scene. Just be like, okay, well, he put this racks here because it's going to stop these workers from getting around here. Like, just little things like that. I think this stream is a phenomenal idea.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I urge anyone who has even a remote interest in it to check it out. Even if you're not like super interested, you don't think you're gonna watch, give them the views for 5 minutes just to say like, yes,
just to
think
support
that this is I think this is a cool idea and I support what you guys are attempting to accomplish.
Yep.
Because they will look at the amount of unique like hits they had and stuff, and everyone counts.
Yep. And for those who don't know, right now they're in the playoffs until Monday, and then the main like finals of the tournament start on the 18th and they run till the 21st. So if you're interested, right now is the time to jump in because playoffs will be going for the rest of the week, and then next week is just finals. And these kids are playing their hearts out because 10 million is on the line. I wish there was 10 million on the line when I was playing in Quake.
Playing their farts out.
No. So that's the news of the week. Now we have our top 5.
Oh, top 5, yeah.
That
we need a drum roll sounder.
You do not like at all.
It's not that I don't like it. It's that I am part of. I don't know if I'm the majority or the minority, but I did not spend a lot of my time playing video games, paying attention to the subject of this top 5. So it's one of those things where it's like people probably love it. I'm sure I'm going to get a ton of hate for my list because I can only pick the ones that I remember and stuff, and there's not too many.
See, I would think you would be a huge, like, just.
I didn't get into
audiophile.
I didn't get into it until it was way too late. So for those who don't know about my video game history and stuff, I didn't have a Genesis. I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I had a Game Boy. I eventually got a Game Gear that I used for like 20 minutes. My Game Boy, though, I didn't play with the sound on because I was always out doing things. I didn't want to be rude and have my sound up bothering people. The first system I got was an N64, and I just didn't really... The music didn't speak to me at a lot of the games because they were some of the first games that didn't really have great music. Like Star Fox 64, fun game. I couldn't even actually tell you if there was music in that game. There were sound effects, I know that, but I don't know.
You need to go back and do some serious.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, and then now I do so much while I'm playing a game that sitting there playing a game and taking it in as one giant piece is it's a project for me. It's not something I'm opposed to doing, but for outside of the ones I picked, let me give an example of like a game that has a ton of.
Do you have an honorable mention?
No, I don't believe in honorable mentions. They're against the rules of a top 5 list.
Okay. I will have games I will say out loud during the top 5 list.
You are the worst.
On my top 5
You are
list.
the worst. Take a good idea and you just beat it in the ground. You ruin it until it's dead and not.
Okay, well, let me give my honorable mentions and then just we'll just jump into the top 5 and you can go.
What's your top 5? What's your number 5 and only your number 5?
So I'm just gonna say the words Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
That's your number 5. Cool.
Infamous,
okay, so my number 5
Metal Gear
is
Rising. I'm just saying those words. What's your? You want
I'm
me
gonna
to
go.
go first?
I'm gonna go to Space Camp if you keep disrespecting the rules of the top 5 list.
Would you like me to say my top 5?
Yes.
My number 5 is Bayonetta.
Oh
now,
God.
Okay, you haven't played it enough
to
even understand how good this soundtrack is.
The soundtrack in that game was I thought I was playing Sonic Adventure, like in the background.
I want to turn off the stream. That's insulting.
Same music, exact same music.
Not the same music. So, I wanted to put this higher on the list, but there are others that deserve it more. But Bayonetta is one of the first soundtracks where like I was just bumping to that soundtrack like in the car, everywhere I was going. It's the outro to our goddamn show. It deserves a spot on the list.
Nope.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Metal Gear Solid.
That's a good number 5.
The first one, the first Metal Gear Solid for PSX. The music in it was just super tense, super moody. It drew me into the game. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm supposed to be rating video game soundtracks, that's what a soundtrack should do. It should bring you into the world as best as possible. It should make you forget that you're sitting in a living room or lying on a bed playing a video game. So that is my number 5.
My number 4 is Final Fantasy VII. I wanted to put 8 on this, but because of one track on the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack, 7...
Dude, is there anything that people won't pretend Final Fantasy VII is the best at?
I mean, I'm not pretending.
I mean, I guess because it's only number 4, not number 1. But
I
but
don't even
still.
know why I just showed that on camera.
But
I
still.
feel embarrassed. Okay, so the Turks theme wins that soundtrack award for me over Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII, I think, is a far superior soundtrack as a whole, but that Turks theme is a better song, and so that it has just a special place in my heart where it puts the whole soundtrack together for me. I could listen to that song on loop for days, and then like I would wait like a week and then listen to it again, and it would be brand new again.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Halo.
You hear the silence? I'm just...
I mean, it's the same thing as...
This is the ba-ba-ba-ba.
It's intense music. I mean, specifically, I guess Halo 3 over all the others. It's the same, like, intense music. It goes with what you're doing in the game.
I mean, I guess I'll give you... Clampy Clamp! Ugh! I wanted to put Silent Hill Homecoming on my list. I love that soundtrack. Honorable mention, Silent Hill Homecoming.
God, awful.
Continue your
The
Halo
worst.
talk.
No, I mean, it does exactly what I want, draws you in, it respects the surroundings instead of just being music. It's more like a movie score to me than anything else. So I like it. I thought it did a good job. I personally think orchestral pieces in epic games are exactly what's needed. So, What's your number 3?
My number 3 is not the first time Hideo Kojima has been mentioned on this list so far, and it might not be the last. But number 3 is Snatcher. Snatcher.
Ridiculous.
You haven't played it. You can't call out like ridiculous for a game you know nothing about.
I just did.
What do you know about this game?
I know that it's like a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. It's like what, 18-bit, 16-bit.
Nope.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know, but that's not it.
Okay, I was thinking of the mouse. I don't know what I'm thinking of now. Then
Thinking about Mousecraft?
No, I'm not thinking about Mousecraft. I wasn't even going to talk about that game.
Snatcher is a Sega...
Oh, I was thinking of Sneakers. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, anyway.
Snatcher is a Sega CD point-and-click adventure. Easily the best one for the Sega CD. I really wish Kojima would continue this story. Like, this game was phenomenal in its storytelling. The characters were great, and the soundtrack really drove everything home. If you've never played this game, please pirate it. It's not available for anything, and if you can find it, it's super expensive. It's like $100. Play this game if you like really good stories. Hideo Kojima is a master.
We at Frameloss don't support piracy.
No, we don't, but
theft.
Do it. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
That's a cheap number 3.
How is that a cheap number 3?
That's basically like if your number 1 is Rock Band.
Oh man, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that. That's a good one. I should have thought of that.
Number 3, Beatles Rock Band. Dude, it had all the Beatles songs.
I should have done all like Rock Band games. That would have been the best. Nope, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It had like 9 CDs worth of audio in the game. It had a huge variety.
Thing was
best of like each genre that it was trying to represent.
My friend Bill, like he had the physical discs. Like you'd get in his truck and like you would just be like, oh, let me just go through this catalog of music.
Yeah, I bought the box set of all 9 stations or whatever. It was awesome purchase. I think they just did a really good job curating that soundtrack. Like, yes, it's no original music, but picking music that already exists to fit your setting, and everything is just as valid of a skill.
Biohazard, I'm not saying Vice City wasn't good. I'm saying that it's a cheap. Clampy gets it. It's a cheap. It's not cheap. 3. I'm allowing it because I had 4 honorable mentions.
It's not cheap,
but I got my eye on you.
You can't just start being like, oh, I forgot real songs existed in soundtracks also. Boo.
I think I'm pretty sure I know what your number 1 is now.
I'm pretty sure I know what your number 2 is, which is a piece of number 2. But you can go ahead and tell us.
My number 2 is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. As much as I loved Metal Gear 1, the soundtrack, as much as I loved Metal Gear 2 soundtrack, Metal Gear 4, you almost made my list. I didn't want this list to just be all Hideo Kojima games. So I had to pick 3. The James Bond feel of that game and the way the music worked, like, I loved every piece in that game. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, I totally agree with that pick. Same principles as Halo, where it's super epic, anthemic, orchestral music. The song Snake Eater, when you're climbing the ladder forever, is fantastic. It's like James Bond.
Yeah. Oh, God, the ladder.
Yeah.
Snake Eater.
So good.
Yeah.
My number 2 is, you're going to agree with it 100%. I would bet literally anything on it. 3 words, Jet Set Radio.
That's a good number 2.
That game, I played that game and just stood around doing nothing to listen to the music.
Yeah.
It was, for all the games I didn't listen to, that game I basically only listened to. I barely played the game. It was really good.
Yeah, that soundtrack deserves to be on a top list. What was your favorite? Do you know any of the tracks offhand?
Oh, man.
Am I calling you out too much on this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember any of them specifically. I just know, I mean, when we used to listen to it on the way into work, it was awesome.
Of that game, the end boss theme is so, like, hauntingly good. Goosebumps. You can't even see them. They're everywhere. So now we're down at the nitty-gritty. We're down at the number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1. The intro to the goddamn show. The pick CJ just said Jet Set Radio. Yep. Everything he said about the game, easily the best soundtrack of all time. There's no question about it. This game had everything going for it. It was so ahead of its time in, like, art style. It took cell shading to the next level. It was over the top. Like, the music was just, I can't say enough good things about it. When they made the HD remake of this game, I was at the PAX booth for like 4 hours, just like fangirl gushing, like talking to the developers. Like, this game made me as a young Kyle. I did nothing but play this game. I bought the Dreamcast for this game. This was everything to me. This soundtrack will always be number 1 in my eyes.
Next level.
The second we mentioned the top 5 list, this was already, boom, number 1.
Yep, same. I had my 1 and 2 immediately. The rest I had to work
I think I know what your number 1 is.
But I'd be surprised. You might, though. Before, I do want to give a shout-out to Clampy Clamp with WWF No Mercy is number 1. If I consider that as a soundtrack, amazing. It had the best 30-second MIDI clips of wrestler entrances. I could go back and just listen to those games and, like, have a head trip from all the entrances. It is hilarious. But my actual number 1 is Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
I knew it!
I'm talking about Tony Hawk Pro Skater number 1, of course. Just fantastic soundtrack. Got me totally into that music. Got me totally into that music scene. It's the perfect high energy style of music that those games needed. Not to say that the soundtracks for later games were bad or anything, but they definitely, once they started incorporating metal and hip hop and those sort of things, it lost the unique sense it had and became more of a let's get as many types of good things in here as we can and less of a skate punk type thing.
I don't think I've heard a song more than I've heard Jerry Was a Race Car Driver from the Tony Hawk demo, where you were only in that one warehouse.
Oh, in the warehouse,
and you listened to Jerry Was a Race Car Driver all day long, because you just played that one level all day long.
Superman by Goldfinger is my favorite song on that soundtrack. I still know the words to it because of the amount of time I spent playing that game.
The second you said that GTA was on your list, I knew that was going to be either your 1 or 2.
Oh, yeah. Of course I'm going to count real songs. You're lucky that I had any actual video game intended music on here at all.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed about Rock Band. I should have done Rock Band.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it. God damn it.
Oh, right, Dead Kennedy's police truck.
Yep. Oh, man. I gotta go back. I gotta get that soundtrack.
Darkface wants to give us a suggestion for the top 5. We gotta wrap up the show, but I'm willing to take this suggestion.
Yeah, let's see what it is.
What do you have for us, Darkface?
Dark Ace.
Dark Ace. I mean, he's on a delay, so...
Yeah, we gotta wait. We gotta fill a minute.
Yeah, we gotta fill a minute of time while he, like, catches up to us.
I hate
the beauty of Twitch.
I hate the Twitch delay so much. It's the worst.
I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's serviceable, I guess. Like, we can get around it. But in moments like this, when we need Dark Ace to really come through...
When 2 Inches is doing...
Top 5 quadagonists?
What is a quadtagonist? They have to be an antagonist in 4 games? Top 5 trot agonists?
I don't know. I don't know if this was even one.
Antagonists? Tritagonists. I don't know what a tritagonist is either. I don't know what's going on here.
They're triangle. Top 5 enemies that are triangles.
I googled it. In literature, a tritagonist is the 3rd most important character of the narrative. Okay, so quadtagonist would be the 4th most important.
Dude, that's a good list.
Yeah, I mean these are all serviceable things.
Dark